It was embarrassing because, we got a lot of things we need to clean up. And just watching the tape is like things we know. So it's like trying to figure out why we did those things. So like just like simple mental errors, mental mistakes, like lining up on the wrong leverage and man coverage, like stuff like that, like stuff we know. So it was just like kind of tough to figure out why we were doing those kind of things. So I think that's just Coach Tucker. I mean, if you know Coach Tucker, you know he's all about accountability. So he's kind of putting it on himself, but at the same time, it's on us too. I feel like we had a great scheme going into the game. I mean, obviously we play what the coaches call, but we were failing to execute those calls. So it kind of was, like a little bit of both. Yeah, it was. I mean, just because, like, obviously we have goals as a team and everything's still in front of us, but, you don't want to suffer a loss to anybody. Washington was a good team, but, just taking the loss and then rewatching the tape and knowing that it was a lot of mental errors and a lot of our mistakes that cost us the game. Very anxious, moving into Big Ten. It's a big week. Schedule's going to get tougher and tougher every week. So, I think maybe to an extent, Xavier's been here for a while, so he knows the system kind of in and out. So he knows how things are supposed to be. So he could probably catch like some of those little things, like, oh, you need to be outside right here, kind of stuff like that. So DJ, like, he like a bright spot, always smiling, always laughing, funny guy from Florida. I like DJ a lot. He the same person every day, like even on the sideline, whether we winning or whether we losing, he always the same guy. So. Well, when I look at Minnesota on tape, I see a physical football team, well coached, disciplined. As far as preparing for when they lose a guy as good as their receiver that they lost, I mean, the preparation doesn't change for. I mean, like it's next guy. I'm sure they have like the next guy up mentality as well. So, but yeah, they're a physical team, and the way we prepare for that is like having physical practice like we had today to just prepare. I mean, the scout team does a good job of trying their best to simulate their run game every week, so nobody's special, just the regular guys. They're tough, they're physical, their backs run hard, they protect the ball well, so nothing much. Like, me and Ace have a good relationship, so, I mean, we've always been cool and we always helped each other out, so nothing more than he would usually do, so. Well, just making sure that we hold each other accountable and making sure that we correct the mistakes from last week and making sure that we try to be as perfect as we can in practice. Well, Penix is a smart quarterback, so I think that really went far. I mean, if we did send the pressure, by the time the pressure got there, the ball was out. He kind of knew, he was reading the coverages, so he was a smart guy. Yeah, I'm just trying to be the same guy every week, like I don't go out there and try to overdo anything. I just play how I play, and when I hit people, the ball come out. So, I mean, I think it's the same as it was before coming out of camp and into the season. I mean, when we watched the tape, we saw the mental errors we had. So, it's like everything we can correct. So, death by inches is kind of like the little things eat you up, and then in the long run, it affects you in a negative way, like a loss. Like, the defense we run, the safety is kind of like a hybrid linebacker coverage guy as well. So, I mean, Nothing too crazy, just prepared like how I would normally prepare, but just knowing that they are a heavy run team and just being ready to come down and feel and make plays. I think it's important because when the coaches accept accountability, we accept accountability as well, and then we hold each other accountable. I mean, obviously we know that it's not all on the coaches because the coaches aren't out there playing, so to an extent it's on us. Well, it was kind of the same way. He said the same thing. He said it was on him, but obviously us as players, we know that it was on. I don't think it was that big of a difference. I mean, it wasn't like Penix was sitting back in the pocket all day. I mean, it was kind of like he'll read the coverage and he'll make his throw. So, I mean, it wasn't a big difference. Well, Keon, he's smart for a young player. I mean, he understands what he has to do to win in his routes, and he's good at winning. So, I mean, and he's a bigger body, physical guy. I mean, he can jump as well. So, I mean, all those attributes just make him a tough player to control. I think he, like when he first came in, he had to adjust to becoming more physical, but I think he's pretty physical now.
In terms of alignment stuff, like